Mahila, this is my new channel because I got off all my other channels. So gonna do this one. So we have right here goes off the flush from yesterday. That would be exactly L plus E plus the I there would be 18 days later from this here. Veronica Carlson, born Veronica Mary Glazer, which was the BG February. Remember? So this whole thing is the seals is what I'm going off of here, and I talk about Chadwick, I talk about Lionel, Little Train James, a lot of people on the check-in that Hable, the two doofuses when I talked to BHB, and then it was like um, they had killed me that day with some sauces that were on me, and then I talk about the who's he, what's it, and the which is the point we're at right now. The Blue Machine drops of the smoothie and the Jack in the Box Coke, and then Lee Preston Porter, Snooty Wild, which was for somebody else. So that was exactly 18 days later. Would have been before the 11 and the bad. So this is the point we're at right now. That equals a remnant to perish, but the 11 and bad is shown by the Gilbert Hilton that died. That was like an M died, like they just took the breath away, sort of thing, instead of like doing something with you know somebody's mother or something weird that was like they cut off by stepping out of bounds, sort of thing. This is within the parameters that put didn't have to put them on, or the other ones I was put on. So I made it. I made it. Thank you for helping me. And the 11 there is root of Jesse, and that's the Obed, but that's because I met with the Pastor Brian. I met with him 2 days ago on Wednesday, and I felt like I was drunk when I met with him the second time. The first time was just introduction. This was the third time on this past Wednesday that I met with him, total, and I explained to him that my charges have been dropped. The expungement went through, is what I'm saying, and so thank you everyone for your prayers. So then the bad is within that also. That is what that was. So I feel like I'm having to make the video because some people think I'm the enmity again, and that's the only reason I'm making the video. So I am going to. There's because of the flood and because I know that that's how I'm being looked at, then I go ahead and like present myself like that. That's how it usually is in my life if I become what the person's fear is. So I don't know how to combat that. I'm sorry. I'm just going to make the video as best I can. What's this? Okay, we don't. Okay, we've gone over all this. Um, So these are my notes. Okay, we'll start here. This is the Kevin Sal is athletic director there from UK, says BHB, reference to Murray, William matured, hurt, Tracy, Renee Braxton, Russia asked China for military help in Ukraine, Tom Brady returning for 23rd season in Tampa, 10309 Jewish, all this here, Abiyud, anablepsis, son of Zerubbabel, recovery of sight. Now, this is called the Two Tape Bears, Revenant Quaid, Non-Sahara. 1 through 6 are Cactus Netty, non-edgy, spikes melted down, perfectly molded in. This is a creature. That's number 1 that we just went over. This is number 2 here. Debula, a lump of pressed figs, a pressed fig cake. Ibram, Aomai, Dragon False Prophet, Beast Redeemed. I don't have the original of that. because, like I said, this is the Two Tape Bears Revenant Quaid Non Sahara. That's what it's called. So then we have Mom coming home from being with Blakely tomorrow. Keenan does fast forward SNL one sleeve on 6'5" Putin. Not insane. Vanderpump Rules. Renton. 10:11 p.m. Pack. Brock does napkin flush at home. Suddenly becoming a defender of your land. 1666. Gas before 11 BCPM. Biagio Proietti. Ha, Italian screenwriter, died. 15609. Jewish Alpha Sifar. 1, a book. That's number 3. She says don't do extremist actions. NPR before 12:22 a.m. Pack. 13 March 2022. 4 with Native Asian. 89. Waterboard shower hoodie ASAP. Just not that much of time with that, but the Native Asian 89 was the well, within the mystery spirit, trying to vibe that on Instagram, just as they say with Alvin, who cut off, is that one day she cooked for me, next day I'm blocked on Instagram, kind of like that, but vibing the extremely beautiful, but I don't know if it is for sure, but on Instagram, the same name and everything, but just vibing the numbers to look up the mystery that would correspond. That's all it is. And so then the 89 is what I'm talking about. So then that night, the night of this creature, I found one that was a little bit younger of a Native American, and they had on the feather type wear on their head, and a smaller type chest. And when it was touched, a look back and smile, it really touched me, and I thought it was perfect that it shows the power of the earth. To understand the relationship, you must understand the power of the earth, and that it's not what I'll explain with this Revelation 17, that I explain this part of a creature. It's not that, but it's more of a power of the earth, that the earth is in the power of the relationship, but not in the sense of Revelation 17. So then I have all this here, thinking that Brent was Brent from Johnny's friend, and that all these cutoffs are for 1,000 type spiritual reigning on earth, priests and kings upon the earth, thinking that these cutoffs are for that, and they're just waiting in the wings right now, including Ryan, who is at Chick-fil-A, Ryan from the Mug train that saw the May. There was a Asian on the border the next day, and she was picking up the table, and me and my dad, he first picked up as well off our table, and then I picked up some wrappers too. I followed suit with what he was doing when he saw her, and I was still in the spiritual mindset a little bit, and so then this confirms Psalm 87, the bottom. Brent Anthony Renaud, October BA. This was on NPR. So take a look at this. I'm a little bit nervous making this video because I feel like I have to, because people don't believe me. I don't like feeling like that. I just got off YouTube, and then, of course, crazy things happen whenever I get off YouTube. Not to say YouTube is like a gateway for me, like to get ready for the next thing. It's not really like that. I don't like to look at it like that. I like to have my life going on at the same time I'm on YouTube's, but sometimes it's not like that. Not all the time. which is Brock the Rock shows that because I had crazy things going on the whole time during Brock the Rock, and I kept that channel, and then I had to delete that channel because I had to. So all this here, take a look at this. Um, so Jezer, son of Naphtali, Kathy B Day. It was a huge flood on Kathy's birthday. Watermelon unreprovable, not to be called to account. Watermelon not to be called to account. Take a look at this. Okay. So this is all the creature. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 that are a cactus netty, non-edgy spikes melted down, perfectly molded in. 2 tape bears, revenant quaid, non-Sahara. Then we have this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, a humanoid lizard that is perfect, eyes like Daniel Craig. We have all of this. So I'm just going to be quiet and let you take a look at this. Hopefully you can see it on your end. This is number 1 here. This is number 2 here. This day I went to Circa with my dad. Had a great time, but he was in the hot tub and then he had to sit down afterwards. And I mentioned that to Pastor Brian, and then I transitioned into Lindsey Wilson, but I did not explain that there's a hot tub at Lindsey Wilson. So that's partially multitudes as well, because it's like I'm just spinning my wheels and none of it makes any sense to the person if they don't ask me, like, what did that have to do with that? It's like I'm just spinning my wheels, like none of it connects because I missed the details, because I'm just talking about something that I thought connected to it, that partially does, that gets me on a rabbit hole with everything else instead of the actual detail. Um, so um, So I had this. I was really hyped up this day. Went to Circle with my dad, and they said I went out on the radio. They said that I went out, and they even said it the next day. They were like, "He went out yesterday, and the Dow is at this, and it was at buy percent BI, and so that was kind of crazy. But so I went out on this day, and um, some of the underlined is what I said in between these videos. Um, and then I used a different one, the medevac at Kim Speicher, Tikrit, Iraq. That was before any of that happened in Tikrit. And I did mention to Pastor Brian that Mousy Radio had died whenever Erica Owen, that those could have been connected, actually. The Owensboro killing that scared the native girl so bad, that we both referred to her as SL. Even Brian said SL at one point talking to me. So I was just trying to figure out what scared her so bad, and I said maybe something in Orlando was going on at that time, because she's always been a part of Disney stuff, and or maybe it was this, that God had done the Mousy Radio, and then the Satan, to counteract it, did the Erica Owen, whatever it was, scared her so bad. And I said I don't deserve to live because I put such fear in somebody that they think that I'm going to be somebody that ends up with a death penalty that gets knocked down to life in prison. And I said I I can't be putting that fear in somebody, and I don't deserve to live. And then pretty much the whole time after that, with any little anecdote, Brian would say, like, try to pump me up a little bit, and that was nice of him. So um, take a look at all this here. Um, okay, so we have all this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is at the bottom here. These are Mina Swaminathan and Anil Joshiyara, Johnny 89 push, flip hair out of way, PM before. Oh, that was a bad 89 that I did. I shouldn't have done that when I was trying to show the difference, but you can't really do that with women like that are on there, because and plus she's been doing it perfect since Afghanistan, got U.S. got out of Afghanistan. So Anderson Cooper, Toby Maguire looked like 7.3 hit off the coast of Fukushima Prefecture, 9 dead. Golf team from New Mexico on road in West Texas. Kira letting Clayton know she is single just in case. He is still single. This woman is flame. Yahava Elohim Gitawa. Start thinking about where THC Mr. Tackpans could have green Opadija beyond the cards as this beautiful K. Varner town in the northern Adriatic. Cut it off there. 1338 Septenary. 1676 keypad. 12031 prime. 59412 square. 31613 trigonal. 22977 Jewish. The U Messiahs, Abad, wonderful to perish. Cassis to compute, 3699. H Paradise, DD Dream. I've been thinking that the Connor and Blade characters are in the pit with H, and that they're keeping that from me. My family is, and that they're all at FCDC. I don't know for sure. But I am thinking that Marilyn Miglin, I thought, was my cutoff. Slowbottom, SKR Bick, kind of a funny thing that might have happened in the pit with H being transported out um, he because he might have gone to heaven, and then they were thinking of it in the sense of the Bonneville showing up in the middle of town, like, here we are, and so then it was kind of like they had done their cutoff because I called, or I didn't call, or yes, I did. I talked to H, who might have his phone in the pit, and it was kind of a weird transition from Granby to H, and I said, like, yes, it was on the docket, it was on the list, and it's checked off. And he said, can you repeat that? I said, it's on the docket, it's on the list, it's checked off. And talking about the expungement. My mom wanted me to share that with him because I'm his prayer partner, and I needed to anyway to share that with him. But so then we have all this. Ticket on PM of 14 March 2022, Mountain Feline. Striped hyena, coaching me, tuna, dimensional peg leg, kitchen 01, 581 Jewish ordinal officer number, signature on ticket. SL Vibe Milky, puss not used. I came back with knowledge assurance, China Y, love, hair, mannequin. That was a perfect 89 that I had. It was a absolutely perfect 89 that I had. It's the best that it could ever be, and I don't get on there anymore because I can't top that one. And I don't even know if that one was looked at. So just that she has the power to see what I'm looking at because of Afghanistan, what that they got out of there, that the U.S. did, and she knows how the language of it is now, with what she puts out there through her numbers on there. But I don't know. I don't want to get into it too much. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done with it. I don't like doing that, and it's stupid because I don't have any form of communication. So this here, take a look at all this. This was this is just showing how it all looks like it could be every time. It looks like it could be every time. Um, it really does. It looks like it could be every time that of what I'm looking at. That of what the vision is. It looks like it goes right along with it every time. It really does. It looks like it goes right along with it every time. Um, and yeah, it does. So then we have this here. Met with Brian, number 2, 3 total, March 16, 2020. Gave the Reds 9th straight win. Ralph, Willard, Terry, January AICF, March F, Bob, baseball, golf. President Vladimir Putin, get away with annexing Crimea and Boad. Writing in the Telegraph, Mr. Johnson said ending the West's dependence on Russian oil and gas was vital to end Kremlin bullying. It comes as the UK banned exports of luxury goods to Russia, among other sanctions. Been blocked from accessing cash, fuel, and communications, adding that no food has been delivered to the region since last December. The situation is catastrophic. Ted Ross said at the news conference, 80% of the population is. Cut it off there. Mary D. Alan Sandler, shot by Samuel Drew, before met with Brian. They died. So October 30th and March 16th. EB Helco, Fresh Green, and To Drag, 33-24-0 and 53-54 Jewish Ordinal. This here, Naked Weary, 53-54. So take a look at this. Okay, this is the head. It kind of looks like a head too. That's the head of the creature. Number 1, burden of martyrs to be killed as brethren, fellow servants, first creature of all is what this is. So the Revelation 17 description in depth, NPR hacked, true or not. What that is, I'll explain it right now. Whenever I went back to California to get my stuff, okay, I had given Craig a picture of like Looper and like an archangel and Uma Thurman that was Photoshop that I did, like a creation, and Laszlo said it was gay. And like I just gave it to him and I said it can mean a lot of different things, but it was a present, and I framed it or whatever and put it, gave it to him. He put it up in his room, and then he gave me an Andrew Jackson $20 bill, said irony is this. And so then I went back there, and my girl was texting me like Bible verses, and that native girl and who I was about to be with, right, but wasn't with yet. And like they went to SD, and I said to Brian, their eyes were like triachosoma fasciata when they came back. And I knew that there was something had gone on, because I know eyes, like the French have eyes like this, the natives have eyes like this with expression in their face, and the Chinese have eyes like this but no expression in their face. And I said there's difference in eyes, and they had the jock eye, the eye of the tiger, when they came back. And it was like weird. And I said my girl might have been there, and there was nothing I could do to help her. They might have bravehearted my girl, and there was nothing I could do. Why? Because of berserker rights. Kevin was from Minnesota. America is free, but the rest of the world is not. And like my girl, like she might have been able to, like she might have been a Russian that, like they can speak American, and you would never know it's them, because that's how Russians are. They can speak with no accent, and like that's her family. And like the berserkers said to the Russians, they said, look, like you have to do what we say, because we're king of Russia area. Like Norway is more powerful than Russia. So like what it means is that this is Revelation 17, and we will spit in your fast food. We will do everything against you and make your life hell if you don't right now like allow us to rape you, or like do this and this, and you have to betray your man. He has to get so much time, and you have to do all this for the guy that you're going to be with, because he failed out here. And it doesn't matter that he had good grades before, that anything, none of his life matters. He failed out, and you now, because he has spent money and he's under mark of the beast system with the credit card. Now he has to go back, and you're gonna betray him and do exactly what we say, or that's it for you. So I told Brian all that, and I said, look, it doesn't matter to me what if that's true or not, because I'm sealed by Isaiah 51. I'm sealed by Isaiah 51 that was given to me in a dark place. And like it doesn't matter any of this. God puts in their heart anyway, all that stuff. And I don't have to do anything because I'm sealed by Isaiah 51. And I'll tell you right now, that Quaid Sahara that happened, I got through by Isaiah 51. I'm telling you, watchmen, I got through that because of Isaiah 51, man. And God, like, I'm hype right now and kind of talking like I'm worried, but really, I'm like, I just don't like making videos because I have to, because somebody doesn't believe me. And you know what else? I went to Circa and I was completely fine. Like I'm doing everything completely fine. Like I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Like, yeah, I worry about my girl because I feel like I have to protect her. But like, I feel like I have to protect that native inside her, but not the Revelation 17 that doesn't vibe with me at all. It makes me worry. The Revelation 17 makes me worry. So that's what that is, legs. And then the body is this here. Now the body actually could be chirator is first. It goes body, then it goes feet, then it goes head in the Bible, biblically. And if like my brother's daughter is the creature, that's how God showed it, is the creature is the Blake Lively type character, then that's what it is. So then we have this here. Um Grox mentioned all this, that the crosses were done. Yes, this something like this happened, and it was connected to Mr. Tackpan's beard. That he had. Maybe he doesn't have it anymore. Hopefully, all that's okay. But it was directly connected to Departed, even on the day March 17th. It was connected to Departed on March 17th. Man, can you believe that? Oh man, it was crazy. My hand shook when I was watching Mr. Tappan's. My left hand, and so that's all. I was just in the car over at Green Valley on Simmons, and all that happened. Um, but of course, it would have been spiritual if it happened, because it wasn't a realistic spear or anything like that, not even close to like that. But that something had gone down with Brock the Rock channel in my liked videos, that this was counted as part of it. When I said all this, that they like picked up that video and were like, yeah, like the Locust picked it up and we're like, we're gonna have this one too. And I said just everything that I'm saying in this video in that video, and like I was shaking when I said, and this is the first martyrs. I was like shaking when I said that, and then I deleted the video, and then that Vic Fazio meant that they had picked it up, like the Locust did. My church from Brock the Rock. So then we have this Martha Palafox Gutierrez, Emmett C. Burns. Take a look at this here. Let's see, St. Peter's and Packers. Take a look at all this here. So 1587.9 English Summer, 8317 Prime, 11609 Satan, 40613 Square, 21631 Trigonal, 13360 Jewish, 2542 Jewish Ordinal. My sister's calling me right now. I'm gonna miss the call. That's okay. We'll just keep going here. Um, she was gonna call me because she had something funny to say. Because I sent a picture of Blake Lively because my sister was like, "Do you have pictures of Blakely? Like picture of Blake?" It's been a long week, is what she said. She's been interviewing all week for job interviews to try to get a better job. Um, you know, so but she has a job. She's in Charleston, South Carolina. It might be North Carolina. I don't know. I'm not good with the Carolinas or the Dakotas. Um, so let's see. Like to me, it should all just be one thing. Don't call it North and South. Just call it Carolina and call it Dakota. Like it, I don't like. I'm not really into that. I don't really understand that. Like just call it a different name then. Like why does it need to be North and South? um. So yeah. So next would actually be Chi Raider. Then it would be Halloween AI Key, and then it would be John Lee Irwin, Blonde. So this is where we're at right now. Thank you. Have a good night. I'll message you guys and you can take a look. It's me. Okay, I don't want to show my face, but I thought about it. I'm like maybe I should show my face for Ben V. I'm kind of going off that Neptune of Mr. Tagpan's video. Like, you think if something crazy goes down, it wasn't me or something, but yeah, like I met with Brian. I told him my heart. And then, of course, I'm thinking like, well, he's wearing a wire or something, because like I heard his girl on the phone say, "Be careful," before he got out of the car, and then he used the restroom at my house, and like he was gonna use my bathroom, and I said no. I had him go in the house because I don't want a camera in there or something, and so. So of course I'm thinking like, well, he's talking to like the Tim character, like my ex girl's dad or something, and trying to piece it together. But he's a man of God, like he's a pastor, and he might know spiritually that this is worth something. Talking to like us talking to each other, and I told him before he left, I said, my uncle thinks Predator's a perfect movie, and I said, the whole COVID thing, like we're a rescue team, not assassins, like that was that was like the mistake, was thinking that they were assassins. And I said, that NPR stuff I'm talking about that I heard on NPR, which was related to I'll show you, which was related to this, is what I heard on NPR, was like the girl flipped her hair back and there was like blood coursing through her veins, and like it was talking about a mirror or something, some short story that a girl from Kansas wrote. And that's how I got all that on NPR. And they responded on NPR. And I kind of told him the story of, I didn't tell him that though, about the girl with the blood and the hair. I didn't tell him that. I told him how they were talking about it, like the communicators on NPR politically, how they were talking about it. That's how I said it. And I was like, well, Frank, like, well, you know, in by Berserker rights, like I kind of use like a actor approach to present it, but so that was that, and I said, look, there's beauty that to that though too, because a continental plan, like it's that people are getting out and harvest at the same time, and it's not all about like like America or whatever. It's about all these other countries too. I said there's beauty to that. That's just the bad part of it, is that Revelation 17. All right. So, because he was telling me some EMT stories that were kind of crazy, people like locking their kids up and stuff, and like it's Inglorious Bastards or something, like crazy, like horrible stuff, man. And you know, that's all I told him. And when we went over, I said I had nobody with me and no girl with me whenever I did. the electric company, because the first time I tried to do it when I was with my girl, I said I didn't even get an interview. And I repeated it. I said I didn't even get an interview. And then I told him, like, I went over to my girl's best friend's house because I wanted to do it by the Red Horseman rights instead of doing it the Revelation 17 way. And I said it wouldn't have, like, I don't even know what was going to happen, but I might have smoked with her and then she would have told SL and then it would have been all okay. Like, it's not about, doing it this weird woman way, because I told him about the TV, how everything makes me feel like a bitch if I'm watching TV. And from the girl's perspective. And I said, and I can't even watch TV now. And I said, that would have been the Red Horseman doing it that way, and I made it sound like it would have been a king instead of having the girl empower like a queen, and like doing it the evil way.